Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I know that we've had a few questions asking, have we started? No, we had not started. We were giving everybody a chance to join us. Please confirm that you can hear me so I can go straight into the intro. You can just use the chat function and just say hi or hello if you can hear me. Okay, great. I just got one hello. So, okay, two. That's great. Fantastic. Wonderful. My name is Wendy. I lead the storytelling team at Flutterwave. For some background on Flutterwave, what we do is we create payment solutions that allow businesses, individuals, and banks to receive payments online and offline. So, as a business, sometimes you want to receive payments from your customers on your website, or you want to be able to send an invoice or receive payments without having a website as well. We literally consider every stage of your business growth. If you're somebody that sells on social media and you want a simple e-commerce platform that you can sell with that has payments, deliveries, and your inventory all into one and requires zero technical knowledge. We have that. Basically, we help businesses sell, we help individuals sell, send, and receive money as well. So, today, the reason, obviously, we all know that we're going through a pandemic. The reason that we decided to do this type of webinar is because the pandemic essentially made it pretty much compulsory when countries went into lockdown for businesses to have an online presence, because how are you communicating with your customers? How are you reaching out to them? How are they able to keep tabs on whether you're open or not, or whether you're operating a skeletal um, skeletal schedule, opening hours, stuff like that? All of that has to be taken into consideration. And when you're a business, sometimes you just have no idea where to start. First of all, your revenue is affected by the pandemic, and then in addition to that, you have to figure out how to build a website from scratch within a few weeks so that you can start making money online. There's all these things that you have to consider, and honestly, where do you start from, right? Like, that's an issue that most people have. And so we basically decided that we're going to be able to talk you through the basics of getting started on selling online. So today we have with us Joe. Joe is my colleague from Flutterwave, Flutterwave Ghana, and then also we have Linda. She's also here, but showing up as Joe Albert. But basically, we have our guest with us as well. So we're ready to kick off now. I'm going to pass you guys on to Joe, but I just want to run through some housekeeping. The way it's going to work is we're going to do the session about selling online as a business in Ghana. If you have any questions, we're going to address the questions after the session is done. But so that we can keep it as interactive as possible, so that you don't have to write down your questions and stuff, you can just put your questions in the Q&A section. We encourage you to do so. If you have any questions, you need anything clarified about the session, please put it in the Q&A section. What we'll do is we'll go through the questions when Joe is done, and then we can get started. So I'm going to pass you guys on to Joe now. Hi, Joe. Are you ready? You're on mute.
Oh, yeah. Hi, guys. Good morning.
Hi. Okay. I'm going to pass you guys on to Joe. I hope this is as helpful to you as it is. All right. Thanks.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining in today. So I'm just going to go through a small overview about how to sell online as a business in Ghana and how the pandemic is actually affecting business as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to share my screen really quickly, and we're going to go to the presentation. Fantastic. Great. Okay. So like I said, my name is Joseph Albert. So I'm the growth lead for Flutterwave in Ghana. So for today's panel, I'm just going to be talking about selling online as a business in Ghana. And after the session, I'm going to have a small discussion with Linda from Rolling Apparels to talk about her business and how the pandemic has affected her. So I'm just going to go through a small overview of Flutterwave and what we do as a company and our services that we offer. So for Flutterwave, so we're a payment solutions company. So our mission is basically to help companies, process payments online and get sales and collections and also payouts. So we're trying to help African companies or African businesses grow globally and accept payments from anywhere in the world, in Africa and the world as well. So we have offices in different countries at the moment. We have office in Lagos, we have an office in Accra, in Nairobi, Johannesburg, San Francisco, London, Kampala, and Kigali. And so how we operate at the moment, we operate in different countries where we actually process payments for mobile money and card as well. So for mobile money, we process for all the major telcos that you know, which is the MTN, Airtel Tigo, Vodafone, and M-Pesa in Kenya and some East African countries as well. And for cards also, we process all the major cards that you know of, that is Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Verve cards as well. And in some markets too, we also make payments from your bank account as well. So in Nigeria, for instance, we make payments, you can make payments with your bank account. So we also have some clientele, international clientele and local clients as well. So we also process payments for Booking.com, we do for Facebook, we also do for Uber, and for some local clients, we actually do for Jobberman, we do for Ego Tickets, and we do for Aftown. So there's just some of our clients and what we do as Flutterwave as a company. Okay, so to just get started with the panel, so I'm just going to talk about how to survive COVID-19 when you're a business owner. So we all know that with COVID-19, it kind of disrupted the way we do business in Ghana. You know, nowadays, instead of having a physical location or physical store, you actually have to go online these days to make a payment. And we know that some businesses don't have an online presence. So in this webinar, what I'm going to talk about is how, as a business owner, you can actually make sales online in spite of the COVID-19 pandemic. And I'm going to be sharing some initiative that we've at Flutterwave have actually started to help SMEs navigate that process. So if you're in Ghana right now, most of our businesses are kind of analog, so we're trying to make them go digital. So we all know that cash is king in Ghana. Most transactions do take place either with cash. I'm going to talk about how to move from being a cash-only business to being a business who accepts both mobile money and card payments as well. And also, you can go from a physical store to have an online store where you can actually reach more customers and more clients and actually process more payments. And also, lastly, I'm going to talk about how to have an on-demand automated delivery service for your customers as well. So one of the initiatives that we started at Flutterwave is basically the Flutterwave store. So with a Flutterwave store, if you're a merchant or business owner, you can actually sign up and actually sell to merchants online to your customers. So all you need to do as a Flutterwave store owner is basically just list your inventory online and start selling. So you don't need to actually learn how to make a website or learn coding or any of that other stuff. You can just sign up and immediately start processing payments with your Flutterwave store account. So, and because we have integration with both payments for mobile money and card payments, you don't have to worry about actually plugging in any external payment processes for that. So that's easily done. And also in the coming weeks and months, we're actually going to be partnering with some delivery partners. So what's going to happen when a customer makes a purchase on your Flutterwave store, it's going to be automated, where the delivery partner will come to your current location, pick up the package or item and deliver it to your customers, all automatic. So I'm just going to pause here for a bit, and I'm going to just show a small video from our product lead at Flutterwave discussing how to set up a store and how to go through the process.
Hi guys, my name is Ted, and I'm a product designer at Flutterwave. I want to walk you through what we've been building for the past couple of days.
Welcome to my dashboard. I'm going to walk us through two processes. The first process is how to set up your store and add products to the store. The second process will be how your customers will pay you and use your store. So I'm going to click on the store. By default, you have no products or store. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my own store now. My business name is my store name by default. I'm going to go and change mine to something else. I'm going to go with drinks and let's see, fun. You'll notice that I updated my store URL to reflect my store name. I am going to leave my store offline because I want to add products to my store before I take it live. I have successfully created my store. I now have my store name and my store URL. My URL is what I'm going to share with my customers for them to be able to make payments. You can only have one store on your Flutterwave account. I'm going to go ahead and add just one product. It's good to know that you can have more than one product. I'm going to go ahead and call this Tiger Nut Milk. Tiger Nut Milk goes for about 1,000 naira right now. Milk that's made from tiger nut. I'm just going to go with 0.38 and I have 10 items in stock. Next step is to take my store online. Now my store is online. I am going to proceed to the customer page, which is basically your storefront. As you can see here, Drinks and Fun as the name of my store. Flutterwave Store Demo is the name of my account. We have here the description of my store. As you can see, Tiger Nut Milk. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 bottles of Tiger Nut Milk. Click on Pay. I'm going to go ahead and refill this. Now we have a lot of payment options. You can give your customers a lot of payment options.
So if you're seeing my screen now, I'm just going to be showing a live store at the moment from one of our Ghana merchants. So this merchant is called Locks Afrique. So what they sell is they sell premium dreadlock hairs for customers. So you can see that they've set up their store online with a Flutterwave store, and they've listed all their products with the pricing as well. So you can easily just go on their store right now and click on one of the items to see what they're selling, as well with the description, and you can actually purchase that item from their store. Okay, so like I was saying that was Lux Afrique. So they were initially just using an Instagram page to just make sales, which had a WhatsApp link at the bottom where you can actually contact them through WhatsApp and then start talking to the merchant about wanting to buy a product. But because they moved to the Flutterwave store, what happens is that they've listed all their products on the Flutterwave store for you to sell. So instead of it being a very interactive way, you have to go to WhatsApp, talk to them about pricing and everything else and shipping. You just have to go to the Flutterwave store link and just select your item and then pay for it all through that process. So it's a very hands-on, very seamless process. So it's very easy. So all you need to do is just select one item from their store, enter your information like your full name, your address, and your phone number, and your delivery address as well. And then you make a payment. So like I said before, with Flutterwave, you can actually have multiple payments. So on this store, for instance, you can pay either mobile money or you can pay with your card. So you can enter any of these details in and then make the payment, and it's complete. So that's just one of the ways you can actually use the Flutterwave store to sell. So you can sell for multiple products at once or sell for different products. And yeah, so it's basically easy to set up. So all you need to go to do is just to rave.flutterwave.com to sign up if you haven't signed up already. And just go to the Flutterwave store link on your dashboard at the left-hand side and just start setting up your store. So if you have any questions at the moment, I will take them as of now. If not, I can just start my small interview with Linda.
So we have a few questions that I'm just going to read through.
Okay.
Someone's asking, have you already covered how to register as a freelancer on Flutterwave? I think you can go into a little bit more detail on that.
Sure. So when you're registering as a freelancer or an individual, all you need to do is, like I said, just go to rave.flutterwave.com And when you're signing up, you can just select the sign up as an individual. So with the process works now is all you need to do is enter your details like your first name, your business name that you're going to be using for your Flutterwave account, and then you automatically be registered. And for the process at the moment, all you need to do is just upload an ID card of yours and also set up your bank account and you're ready to go. So it's an automatic process. It's once you sign up, you just go live immediately and you can start making transactions.
Okay, next question is, how does Flutterwave market stores to drive sales? I think I can speak on that from a marketing perspective.
Awesome.
So we have done a few to amplify the stores that are already using Flutterwave. Also, we have gotten, we've done a blog post, a few blog posts about it. We amplify their marketing efforts on our social media as well. And then in addition to that, we're working, it's a work in progress at the moment, but we're working on like a homepage where you can find stores based on what you're looking for. So that helps with discoverability. So I hope that answers your question, but we do put a lot of effort into marketing the businesses that use our products even beyond store. So yeah.
David, yeah, please come to your things.
Someone is asking if we can give the option to have our own domain name instead of the Flutterwave subdomain.
At this point, we don't have custom domain names. Right now, it's just linked to our backend. But maybe in the future, we could actually think about issuing that. But at the moment, you just have the Flutterwave link with your business name attached to it.
Yes, and also to point out, Flutterwave Store was created as a response to businesses needing to go online very quickly. And so we're modifying it and improving the product as we go along, but we are trying to prioritize the immediate needs. And right now, it's in the pipeline for us to be able to have more customizable options available, but we're trying to prioritize people at least getting online and having the basics sorted.
Okay, so I'm just going to have a small discussion, Linda. Hi, Linda, can you hear me? How are you?
Okay.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. Yourself?
I'm doing great. So thank you for coming on for this webinar. I really appreciate your time.
Sure, you're welcome.
So just had a couple of questions for you. Just can you give us your background on what your business is?
Okay, so I'm a medical doctor by profession, and I am also the founder and executive director of Rolling Apparel Limited. And it's a firm that specializes in the production of safety clothing and workwear's uniform and supply of personal protective equipment. And we've been in existence for about 7 years. Yes.
Cool. Nice.
Basically that.
Awesome. That sounds fantastic. So I just want to find out, so the pandemic struck about, I think in Ghana, I think we went on lockdown maybe in March, or was it on April? I just want to find out from you, how did that whole action affect your business as far as pandemic and sales as well?
Okay, so like I mentioned, we are into the production of safety clothing and as well as the supply of PPE. So it happened that during the pandemic, our services were needed. So we were operating, we're still coming to work. We were exempted from the lockdown restrictions because we had to produce some of the local PPEs to support the global shortage of PPEs. So we supply the health facilities with the PPEs like the straps, the white coats, the face masks. So we were actually exempted by the government so that we can operate and produce these PPEs. So we're not really affected by the pandemic.
Okay, awesome. I just want to say thank you for your service. Really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So So have you noticed any difference or any increase in sales from actually the pandemic as far as
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's been a very significant increase in sale even before the lockdown, right? From I think Ghana had its first case of coronavirus on the 12th of March. So right from that period, we realized even before the government started supplying the health facilities with the PPEs, individual health professionals were purchasing the PPEs because I mean they have to protect themselves and not wait for the government to give them what they need. So they started buying, and it was, I mean, yes, it's increased sales, but it's disappointing that we all had to wait till this to happen for us to see the need to as in procure these PPEs, because it's a basic thing that as a healthcare professional everybody should have. It's like a right of a healthcare professional. You should always be in that corporate PPE at work, not only because there's COVID-19, so you have to protect yourself. There are a lot of other, how do you call it, infections that healthcare professionals are exposed to at work. It's not only COVID-19. So in as much as sales increased, I felt, so why do we have to wait for this to happen before we all start rushing to get the PPE? So yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. Yeah. So compared to if you were maybe selling a physical store and maybe compared to selling online, what are the benefits you've seen as far as maybe having an online store to sell versus a physical store?
Okay. So Rolling doesn't have a physical store. With operating online since from scratch. Initially, it was in 2018 that we officially launched our website, our e-commerce website. That was from January 2018. Prior to that, we're selling mainly to companies. So we do the direct sales to companies. We have sales and marketing team that visits the firms, introduce the services of the firm to the company, and we display our products and all of that. And if they are interested, we take the orders, purchase for the companies. But we realized that being a doctor myself and knowing how difficult it is to find these scrubs, the white coats, the theater shoes. So I realized that if we have an online shop where individuals can go online and maybe just need one scrub set, so you just buy one scrub set. Because I mean, if with a company, usually it's large orders, so that would mean that an individual has to order for like 50 scrubs, 20 scrubs, and I mean, you wouldn't need that. Maybe you just need one. So that was when we decided to have an online shop. So we don't have a physical store, but one observation we've made is Ghanaians in general, I mean, because I'm from Ghana, I don't know about other African countries, but Ghanaians in general do not really prefer online shopping. Even when they see the link to the website and all of that, especially on social media, they prefer to send you DMs on Instagram or maybe send WhatsApp messages. And some people go like, can I come to the office? So although we don't have a physical store, we have some clients coming to the office to pick up their orders or even come to have a look at what we have to offer them before they decide to buy. So we don't have a physical store, but sometimes we do receive clients in.
Okay. And do you think the pandemic will now shift that behavior from going physically to online now?
Yes, it has, because during I mean the lockdown, we recorded very, very high sales, and nobody came over to the office to come and check we have available. All transactions were online, and surprisingly, most of the sales were even made on the website, not even via Instagram DMs or WhatsApp like they used to. People learn to use the website. So I think because of the pandemic and the understanding that it wasn't safe out there for them to go out, they learned to use the websites. Yeah. So during the lockdown, even after the lockdown, we are not experiencing clients coming to the office to buy like before.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds good for you too. So hopefully, do you think that mostly, maybe in the near future, more people will be moving towards online stores and online selling?
Yeah, I think so. But the observation I've made, a lot of should I say shops or people sell online, but it's like most people are using social media and just put a WhatsApp link there, and people just use the WhatsApp link to chat with the vendor and purchase. It seems, although most people are moving online, but that's the approach. I think generally people feel that the e-commerce website is expensive, and also feel that most Ghanaians don't even know how to use the e-commerce website. So you go on Instagram, there almost every shop on Instagram is an online shop. But like I said, they do not have like an e-commerce website where people can go there, view the products, see the price, pay for it without having to interact with a vendor or anybody from the firm. You get so so with online sales, I think it's very common in Ghana now, but not the e-commerce website approach. With that, very few shops, and even most shops that have the e-commerce websites, they don't even advertise it much for people to know that, oh, actually we have an e-commerce website where you can buy. Unlike Rolling, we actually advertise, and anytime we post, although we have social media handles, anytime we post our products on our social media platform, we actually tell people to go to www.rollingapparel.com to shop. So we encourage people using the website often than sending us DMs and WhatsApp messages, because with that, there has to be someone who would constantly answer your questions, and you get to interact with you. But if you go to the website, the answers to your questions are there. You click the shop, you see the various product categories, you see the prices, because most people, what's the price of your white coat? What's the price of your scrap set? But if you visit the website, you go to shop, you see the product category, white coats, you see the prices there. You see the scraps, you see the prices there. So you can shop without having to have any interaction with us. If maybe you're concerned about our shipping and return policy, we have it there. So every answer you need is provided on the website. So it makes it easy for you, the buyer, and as the seller to have transaction that wouldn't require it. Because imagine even a day we have like thousands, because we have in a day we have over like 1,000 people visiting the website. So imagine if we have to communicate with everybody, it becomes very, very difficult. So if you have the e-commerce website, at least they go there, they see the products, they see the prices, and most of the questions they would like to ask you are answered by the information they get there.
Yeah, that's very true. So hopefully now we will actually move towards a more e-commerce store. Like I said, with the Flutterwave store, you can just have a very simple, scaled down e-commerce store for people to buy online. That's pretty good. Okay, one final question. So do you think that maybe you might diversify your business as far as e-commerce, because now people are moving towards more online services? So do you think you might add more products or different products to sell online now?
Okay, the main the main product or the main aim of Rolling is to produce personal protective clothing and equipment. That is our focus, and it's not like we are interested in adding anything other than what we're already doing and what we've been doing for the past 7 years. So currently, any new thing would want to add on would have to be under the PPE category. for example, I mentioned we supply personal protective equipment, and usually they are PPEs that we have to import, like the face mask, the face shield, the safety boots, the helmet. Yeah, but now due to it takes forever for goods to arrive from Europe, from Asia, yeah, because of this coronavirus. So shipping lead time, even the lead time for production in Asia, in Europe now, it's so long, and shipping by air now, I think just one cargo flies from Asia to Ghana now, and you have to go with the sea shipping, which will take about 8 weeks. So if you need face masks now, yeah, looking at about 2 months for you to receive the face masks, and people need it. So that's why now everybody is trying to locally produce these face masks, the face shield, etc. So initially, Rolly wasn't producing face masks, but currently we are producing face masks. We have plans of also adding onto producing the face shield. We've not started that yet, but we are looking forward to start the production of face shield. So yes, we are adding onto our products line, but like I said, any other thing we add on will still be under the PPE category, not that something new entirely that is different from PPEs or other uniform.
Awesome, great. Yeah, sounds good. So yeah, it looks like you're definitely going to be in business for the long term as far as this pandemic. Hopefully it doesn't last too long as far as the pandemic and health. But yeah, it's great. I would like to thank you for coming on and asking for your service as far as, helping with the PPP and also with the health services. We really appreciate that. So thank you, Linda, for coming on.
You're welcome, Joseph.
Awesome. So Wendy, if you have any other questions from our panelists or our attendees, just please push them to me and they're going to help answer them.
Yeah, so let me just, someone is asking for you to share Linda's website address. I believe you will do so. For everybody that has been asking, yes, we are recording this and we'll be sharing the link via email. So you should receive that this week, hopefully by tomorrow. Okay, also someone is asking about direct mobile number for Flutterwave. Joe, would you like to answer this question?
Is that as far as customer service?
Yeah, so we have a few customer service. It seems like some people have some customer service issues, which we can definitely treat on a case-by-case basis, I think post-webinar. We are available via DM on social media. We have a support page called Flutterwave Support, but also we're available via email, and we try to respond via email within 24 hours. For quicker responses, you can also send us a DM. But yeah, someone is asking, can they show prices in USD and put charges in Ghana cedis?
So if you are a registered merchant in Ghana, you can't actually price it in USD. What you can do is you can just maybe convert it from the USD price to Ghana, and then you can just put it up on your store. So that'll make it easier for you.
Okay, great. So yes, I think we've answered most questions. I see your responses to people here. If you have any additional questions, would you guys like to answer specific to maybe Linda or Joe as regards Flutterwave store or Flutterwave services and how it can apply to your business? Also, you can email, Joe has just shared his email address as well.
Yeah, so you can email me. Yeah, if you have any customer service issues, you can email me. I'm always available to help out with that. Yeah.
Okay, so hi Munira, I just seen your question. Joe's email is jk@flutterwavego.com, and I think that this is something that we can take offline and kind of go into more detail about regarding how you sell and the currencies and stuff like that. I think that we've come to the end of the webinar. Does anybody have any additional questions? We're happy to answer your questions.
Definitely, you can ask any questions, or you can send in your questions to me or my email address, which you want.
Okay, all right. I believe we've addressed all questions. Someone is asking, why is it that sometimes Flutterwave payment system is not working during checkout? I think this may be a specific one. We do have sometimes technology is not always 100%, but
It's not perfect.
when we identify that there's an issue, we fix that immediately. If this is something more specific, you can definitely email us and then we can go into more detail. That's what I was saying, because the better answer is if we have a full context of the issue that you're facing, and then we can address it from your perspective. Someone asked if the mobile money payment option works on Flutterwave. Would you be able to answer that, Joe, just before we round up?
Yes, yes, it is working at the moment. So as far as I know, all the telcos, as far as MTN, Airtel, Tigo, and Vodafone, are working. So if maybe there's a specific issue I'm not aware of, please send me an email and I'll look into it immediately and get that fixed.
Yeah, so we're happy to help deal any issues that you have. We're always available by email, social media. Joe's email address is here in the chat function as well. Like I said, we're sending this out via email. You should receive that today. Well, not today, but tomorrow, most likely. We'll be sending it to everyone that has registered for the webinar. So even if you have friends or other people that signed up and were not able to join, they will still receive the recording as well. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. If you have any questions, email us hi@flutterwavego.com. Or you can also email Joe, jk@flutterwavego.com. Someone is asking if someone in the US can pay you through Flutterwave. 100% yes. The answer is yes. It just depends on your specific business use case, but the answer is yes. Okay, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Linda, for joining us as well. It was great hearing about how your business has adapted to the pandemic. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, do you have anything else to say, Joe, just before we round up?
Yeah, so like I said, if you want to get your business up and running online as far as e-commerce, please sign up on Flutterwave. So rave.flutterwave.com. As always, I'm also available by email. Please send me an email and I'll address that immediately. So so that's about it. So happy selling, everybody, and hopefully we can actually get through this pandemic safely.
Yes. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Sure.
Okay, have a good day, everyone.
Bye.